make it happen tonight. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen tonight. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen tonight. Let's make it happen.
All right, all right, all right. Reg's like, man, I've been ready to let's go. I'm just looking at Reg like, all right, man. Enough music. Man, happy Saturday, man. Happy Saturday. Let me go this way. Happy Saturday, guys. I'm just grateful just for this opportunity to be able to share with you guys. Sorry for my attire. I was out getting a few things from my mom. So right now I'm in Tallahassee, Florida. I live in, I would say, Miami, for those of you who really don't know Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Pyramid Pines, but I'm in Tallahassee, Florida to visit my mom for a retirement party. And I remember when I was about 18, 19, telling my mother I was going to retire her, and I didn't do it yet. But she did tell me, baby, don't worry about retiring me. I'm going to retire myself. And she was right. You know, and I think one of the things that I realized just over the time I've been here for the last few days is people are going to do what they want to do on their terms. And I want you to remember that as much as you want to, you know, maybe help your family, position other family members to get to the next level, be a motivation or inspiration to other people. They're gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day. And as long as your heart is pure and you really want the best for them, you know, everything is always gonna work out. So as you are building your business, as you're doing everything that you have to do to get yourself to the next level, just remember that it's only so much you could do. And it's only so much you can say. You just have to continue to run your race and obviously allow yourself to lead by example. So go ahead and put inside the chat if you've already texted your team to let them know that the team training has started. Put yes. If you haven't, go ahead and text your team. What's up, Tangela Collins Myers? Go ahead and text your team. Don't just put it in the group. Text them to let them know we are starting. And we're going to be in and out today. What's up, Tara? What's up, Tammy? Let me see. What's up, Renisha? What's up, Lorena? Man, we got a lot of leaders on here. What's up, Terry? So today I'm going to go over a few things, and I hope you guys can hear me okay, because I'm actually outside. We have a few people that's still sleeping. It's 12. They're still sleeping right now. But I wanted to make sure we're all on the same page and you guys can hear me. Put yes in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, we can hear you perfect. All right, Lorena, thank you. Appreciate it. What's up, Mr. Michael Wilson? What's up, Miss Tammy Randall? Tam the Credit Graham. All right, so I want to go over a few things. So the first thing that I want to mention, I don't know if you guys saw that inside of the message, but I want you to remember that as you're conversing with different prospects or different people that want to get to the next level, you're going to get no, right? You know, you're going to get a rejection. You're going to get someone to tell you an excuse. You're going to get someone to tell you a lie. I'm sorry, they're going to lie to you. And you're also going to get people who want to do it. They just need you to help them make a decision. See, here's what I know. If you have kids on here, right, put me in the chat. If you have nieces and nephews, put me in the chat. If you have grandkids, put me in the chat, right? So knowing this, sometimes if you're married, put me in the chat. Let me put me, because this is definitely for sure with me and my wife. Sometimes you have to help a person make a decision. And here's the key. Not making a decision is a decision, right? Not making any decision is a mistake. Look, Shay said 16 years. So you know what I'm talking about, Shay, right? So sometimes you got to make a decision for your husband, right? There's multiple times my wife had to make a decision for me, right? I had to make decisions for her. Think about this. When I got into this industry of network marketing and credit industry, my wife told me no. Just think about this. Imagine if I would have went with that decision, I wouldn't be here. Okay. And I got into this industry 10 years ago. My first company I was with that's like this was a company called ACN. And I got to a lot of levels at that company. And I would never forget, I was excited. I came home, I told my wife about it. And she's like, boy, what you talking about? And I said, we're going to get rich. We're going to do this. I'm going to retire you. We're going to be able to work from home. She's like, man, don't do it. Literally, she said, don't do it. I called my homeboy. I was like, send me the link. We're going to do it. But imagine if I didn't make that decision for her. Okay. Many years later, she's retired. Imagine if I would have made that decision. We would have been going to work right now. I wouldn't even be able to do this, what I'm doing with you right now. So my point is, some people, you got to help them make a decision. So the first part of this training, I want to talk about rebuttals. Now, I think I got to allow people to unmute their line. Yeah, so we're going to talk about rebuttals. So, for instance, if you've had an excuse, now, let me give you this disclaimer. There's not one way to help someone understand what you're talking about, right? Now, if you're on this training and you're paying attention and your camera's off, that is fine. But I want you to remember, in this small time we have together, be focused and be engaged, because before you know it, it's going to be over. What's up, Chelsea? What's up, Christina Reed? Director Christina Reed. So on this first segment, I want to give everybody who needs help with this an opportunity to give me an excuse that you heard. Maybe you could put it in the chat, or you can raise your hand. I can let you unmute so everybody can kind of hear you. I think y'all could be able to unmute. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, y'all should be able to, y'all can unmute yourselves. So let's say, for instance, now we got to have it in order now. And I call this rapid fire rebuttals. Because what happens is people give you objections, people give you excuses. And sometimes, now tell me in the chat if I'm wrong, you've ever heard somebody give you an excuse and you say, okay, and you just move on. Let me put me, if you ever did that, put me. Early in my career, I did that. They will tell me, oh, I got to talk to my wife. You know how they say? Okay, and move on. I'll never talk to them again. And then I realized you got to help people make a decision, right? Reg was in the military, right? Michael Wilson was in the military. Alan Penner was in the military. You got to help people make a decision. You have to. So on this segment, I want anybody, because I don't want you to say, oh, I didn't get help. Oh, I didn't know what to say. Oh, I didn't know what to do. Right now you have an opportunity to participate in this rapid fire rebuttal. So you're going to give me an excuse you heard or an objection you heard, and I'm going to give you the response. Now, remember, this is real time. This is Saturday, right? What time is it? 12:09 Eastern Standard Time. So this is real. This is not a recording. So, but watch how quick I come up with the rebuttals off the top of my head. Now, you may be saying, well, Coach, man, you got a lot of experience. I do, and you want to learn from that. So put inside the chat, what are some of the excuses that you've heard? And let's go over that. Okay, I already see a few. Y'all hitting me. All right, let's the person. One excuse I heard was, I can't afford it. Now, oh, I like that, Ms. Clement. So when somebody tell me I can't afford it, here's what question I ask them next. See, first, I want you to realize what I do. Man, I can't afford it. I ask them a question. What can't you afford? And they'll tell me the membership, or they'll tell me work from home, right? Let's say they tell me they can't afford the membership. Here's what I would tell them. Do you know you're paying more right now having bad credit than if you fix your credit? And then I'll add this. I would not be able to afford those interest rates you get when you have bad credit. I can't afford how much debt you could go in by having bad credit. This is an investment into yourself that keeps going. And then I'll end with this. I think you should sign up right now. See, one of the things we have to realize, you got to help people make a decision. So if somebody say, I can't afford it, right? Now, they can have $5, they can have $10, they can have no money. So I'll give them that. And then here's a secondary option. I'll say, well, how much can you afford? And they'll say, well, I only have $80, or I only have $50. Or another question you could say is, how far are you from the 149? How far are you from the 249? And whatever dollar amount they give you, you can tell them about Zip, and you can tell them about Klarna. Because with Zip and Klarna, you don't have to pay the full amount at the beginning. Okay? So anybody who had that I can't afford it excuse, first you want to help them identify it's going to cost them more if they don't do something about it. Okay? And then you can give them a story. You can tell them how, man, I remember when I had bad credit, the interest rate was ridiculous. I was paying more for everything. So, or you can also relate to them. I remember I used to think I couldn't afford it too, but I made a way. I saved a couple of dollars. I asked this person for money. I realized that I needed to find a way, just like I found a way for Christmas, just like I found a way for holidays, just like I found a way for vacation, to be able to move forward in my life. Just like I found a way to get them shoes, man, I could go on and on and on. So good question, or good thing. All right. I don't make a decision anyway. I have to think about it. So I don't like to make a decision right away. That is a great one, Michael, right? And I tell them, when they tell me, if I've heard that, I'll say, well, you know what, Mike, there's a lot of decisions you made right away. Mike, come on now. See, it's all about how you're saying what you're saying. Mike, come on, man. You made a lot of decisions right away. You got to think about it. Mike, you already thought about it. And here's a question. Remember what I told you before. I try as much as I can to ask them a question. And I'll say, well, Mike, how long have you been thinking about fixing your credit? If you ask somebody that, I remember asking someone that, somebody told me years, bro, years. Oh, I've been thinking about fixing my credit for about 3-4 years. Well, how much more time are you going to wait? There's nothing to think about. You need help with your credit, right? Yeah. Okay. It makes sense. Get enrolled. Now, let's say they don't. Let's say all these rebuttals I tell you and they don't move forward. Here's what you got to do. You got to be okay with that. You got to keep moving. You cannot take that personal. You plant the seed, you move on. You plant the seed, you move on. You plant the seed, you move on. Okay? But when people say, I can't make a decision, I don't make a decision right away. And I was like, come on, Mike. You made decisions right away before. This is life and death, Mike. How bad you want to get this house? How bad do you want to fix your credit? How bad you want to get these negative items off your credit report? There's nothing to think about. And you can also add that to the people who say, I need to pray about it. I say, Mike, you already prayed about it. This is God sent me to you. It's nothing to pray about. You already did that. Now it's time for you to get to the next level. It's time for you to get to the next level. See, you got to help people make a decision. And then the other thing I want you guys to remember, when you're giving your rebuttals, don't be mean with it. Don't be rude, because people are going to remember if you're rude. I promise you. Don't be rude. Just be very casual, right? Be very casual and be like, look, man, you can make a decision right now. You've done it a million times. And this is a good decision to make. You already thought about it, Mike. You already prayed about this. It's now time for you to get this credit score that you want. It's time for you to get your house. Mike, you have any kids? Mike will be like, yeah, I got kids. I got grandkids. Okay. How much longer do they have to wait for you to make a decision? All right, I ain't gonna beat that up. Let's go to the next one. I don't know anyone. So I guess Christina Reed, that's the one for, I'm assuming, to become a business partner advocate. So when someone tells me they don't know anyone, I don't know if Mr. Jay Williford on here, but I like to give people a story. So if somebody tell me, well, Coach Kev, I like this, but I don't know anyone. Well, you know what, Christina, I remember being there. We have a guy in our organization, our company. Let me not digress. One of the most important things you guys have to master is telling stories. This is why listening to other people's story, you can remember, so you could bring it up at a different time to somebody. All right. So I don't know anyone. Well, I remember this gentleman, Mr. Jay Williford. He already got multiple promotions in his company, but I remember he moved from Philadelphia to Miami, and he probably knew 3 or 4 people. Okay. So he didn't really know anyone, right? Or know a lot of people. And I'd be like, Christina, come on, you don't know anybody? If I look at your phone right now, you know people. But I get what you're saying. You don't know a lot of people. And then I'll say, you know what? You're in luck. We always have trainings to teach you how to get to know new people. And then this is what I say. I say, sometimes strangers will support you quicker than family or people you know. And they'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So, Christina, we're going to show you how to help people. We have trainings. I'm going to mentor you. I'm going to show you everything. And then you can also tell them about your own personal story from when your social media page was not, like, you didn't have a huge following. You can even tell them, man, I remember when I used to post and nobody liked it. Nobody commented on it. And before you know it, now I have a page of whatever, however many friends you have, right? I remember I was talking to Mr. William Green, I think last week, and we were talking about things on his social media. Prior to him getting in this industry, he didn't have a lot of traction on his social media page. Now he's up to maybe about 4,700 people on his page, and he gets a lot of responses. But he started off not really knowing anybody. So you want to give stories. You also want to kind of call them out. Come on now, Christina, you know people, right? But remember, Christina, it doesn't matter if you're from jail or from Yale. We're going to train you. We're going to show you how to meet new people, okay? And we'll do this at your pace. But I think you should get enrolled right now to become an advocate, and let's start working on your credit, and let's start helping you make some money. What's the worst that can happen? You get your credit score increased and you make a couple of dollars on residual income, right? So, all right, hope y'all got value from that. Let's go to the next one. I have to wait till I talk to my husband or my wife. Ooh, I like that shade. You already know they give it, right? So it kind of goes back to the decision at the beginning. So I'll say, okay, you got to talk to your husband and your wife. Now, look, this is, excuse my French, guys. This is ballsy. All right, can we call your husband and your wife now? I have to wait till I talk to all right, can we call them now? And let's say they tell me no. And I'll say, come on now, Shay. You and your husband or you and your wife, y'all already talked about fixing your credit. You need to talk to them about boosting your credit score. I've never met a spouse that did not want to help their spouse improve their life. I've never heard it. I never heard it. And I'll say, if my wife knew, because remember, guys, my wife told me not to do it, right? I could give my own story. If my wife knew how to get rich, she would already got rich. If my husband knew, if you're a wife, my husband knew how to get rich, he would already get rich. So here's what I tell him for my own personal story, Shay. He's like, you know what? I thought about waiting to tell my wife too. And I know every marriage is different. I said, but if I would have waited on my wife, right, to talk to them, they're always busy. And when I actually got started and it started to work, my wife was happy that I got started. She was happy that I didn't wait on her. Okay. It's like going to the grocery store, Shay. You're not gonna wait on your wife to go to the grocery store. You're not gonna wait on your husband. That's how simple the decision is to fix your credit. That's how simple the decision is to start making some extra money. Okay. And then let's say that's for the credit side. Let's say it's working from home. Well, Shay, I'm pretty sure you've invested and made money. No, I forgot. I forgot we talking about the other side. So I'm saying, Shay, I'm pretty sure over the years you paid or you spent $300 without your spouse knowing. Oh no, they got to know everything. Well, for this, they're gonna be excited that you move forward on it. So I think you should get enrolled and let's start working on your credit. I think you should get enrolled. Let's start helping you make some money because I'm sure you eventually want to retire your husband. You want to retire your wife. Okay. Now remember, you got to help them start thinking so they can make a decision. I've even told a person a rebuttal. They got off the phone. I don't know who they talked to, but they said, all right, I'm ready. They could have talked to their spouse. They could have told their spouse the same thing I told them, and then they was ready. Or sometimes people give those excuses because it goes back to sometimes them not having the money. And we're going to get to that, right? So think about that, but always remember, we got to help people make a decision. All right, let's move to the next one. So you're not doing it yourself, meaning fixing the credit, I'm assuming, Tamara. So no, there's no way I would be able to fix the credit myself. Remember, these attorneys will be helping you. I never passed the bar, right? No, we were not, and we don't want you to have somebody who's not an expert work on your credit. Wouldn't you want an expert to work on your credit versus me? And what happens, we have a lot of people enrolling on a daily basis. We want to make sure everybody get the best results. So remember, we work with attorneys. So this is not something that can be done in a garage somewhere. This is not a DIY. We have experts doing this, okay? So no, I'm not fixing your credit myself. I'm not an attorney and I never passed the bar. And then you're reminding them that attorneys are helping them. You're reminding them that the letters are being mailed out for them. You don't know how to write dispute letters. You leave that to the expert. Okay. And then you can give them an example, Ms. Nelson, of say, Kev, what kind of job you have? And they'll tell you, oh, I have a job at, Walmart, right? Imagine if I try to go to your job right now, as simple as Walmart is, it seems, and I try to go do your job at Walmart. I wouldn't know how to do it. I'm not trained to do it. I don't even know how to stock. There's a chronological order to stock shelves. There's a certain way you have to do things at Walmart or your job. So I'd rather an expert do it, not me. Okay. I don't know if this is for me. All right, Chelsea. What do you mean? What's not for you? What's not for you? Making money's not for you? Retiring your spouse is not for you. Making residual income is not for you. Chelsea, you'll be the first person to tell me that that's not for you. Having good credit is not for you. Okay. And remember, I'll also say, what do you do for a living right now? They'll tell me whatever their job is. I say, did you ever see yourself doing that job? Oh no, man. Most people say, nah, I never saw myself doing this job. That wasn't for you either. How long have you been at your job? Well, I've been here for 15 years. I've been here for 8 years. I've been here for whatever. Well, you got to start something, right? But also, this may not be for you. Who do you think this is for? And why don't you think this is for you? See, when people ask you something, be good at asking them a question. Be good at trying to figure out what their challenge is, because they're making a decision based off something they have no idea about. They have no idea about. So I'll ask them, what's not for you? Okay. I hope that helped. Bad timing. Oh man, that's a good one. Well, sometimes success is inconvenient. Sometimes success is inconvenient. You just never know. And remember, Shikaro, it may be bad timing for you, but God timing is always right. See, sometimes, like me, if it's on my spirit to tell them that, I don't care if they're a believer or not. I just say what's on my spirit. God's timing is perfect. This is a good timing for you. You on here for a reason. You saw this information for a reason. And then I'll ask them this, Ms. Ivy, how many times have you seen something like this? And they would say, oh, I seen this type of business a lot of times, or I see a way to fix my credit a lot of times, and they're always bad timing. Ooh. When will it be a good time? That's like leaving a house where all the lights are green. That makes sense, guys? So when people say it's bad timing, and that also can be true for them. They could be in a situation where they could be between jobs, right? And let me tell you guys this, no matter what rebuttal you give a person, whether they do it or not, you want to get them to put a post up for you. Because here's why. You got to get something out of the conversation. Let's say they tell you it's bad time and you give them all the rebuttals and they still don't do it. Say, okay, no problem. Whenever you're ready, I'll be ready. But can you do me a huge favor? If I give you something to post, can you put it on your page? Because I know it'll be a good time for a lot of other people that really want change right now. Okay, that was a good rebuttal. This is recorded, so I'm gonna make sure I load this up. But yeah, I don't have the money. Well, a lot of people say they don't have the money. I'll say, well, Chandra, I didn't have the money too, but I found a way. You have a credit card? They say no. Well, we also have Klarna. We have Zip. And then I'll say, well, how much money do you have towards your future? How far are you from the 149? How far are you from the 249? And then you can give them your own personal story about how you may or may not, if you didn't have the money yourself and you're an advocate, tell them your story. Tell them you didn't have the money and what you did to get enrolled, and just be sincere about it. But always remember, guys, no matter what, you want to give them something to post on social media so you can get leads. And sometimes when you give them something to post on social media and people start responding, that wake them up. They're like, hold on, wait, people responding to this? Yeah, it's good timing for them. They want to do something about their life. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, because you're devil's advocate, you're thinking, well, coach, not everybody posts when you ask them to post. That's cool. Move on. Like, it's okay. Move on, right? Remember, some people just make these excuses no matter what. And most people genuinely want to do it. They just don't know how. They just don't trust it. So I think with your rebuttals, with how you come back and your sincerity and helping them make a decision, people will enroll and they'll make a decision. You just got to help them come to that conclusion. I needed to talk it over to my spouse. I went over that. Oh, I can't sign up right now because I'm at work. I think Miss Kiwi, when I enrolled her, she was at work. Let me see if Miss Kiwi's on here. I think she'll do better. She knows it better than me. Miss Kiwi, you there? I don't know if she's there. Let me know if you want to unmute.
Hey, Coach.
All right. How are you? Oh, Lord. You driving? All right.
Yes.
We're going to make it quick. So when you and I got connected, you was at work, right?
I was on my lunch break. Yep.
Okay. So at work. So how did that happen? I think you'll do better answering that question. Like, I guess share with everybody, what was the whole process like while you was at work?
Okay. So in 2019, that was a year that I decided that I was going to learn how to put myself first. And so the first thing is I looked at my credit score and I realized it was a 465. So around February, we were at the lunch table at work and we started talking about credit. And I said, does anybody know anybody who does credit that can help us? It was me, the receptionist, a bunch of people talking about, I need that too. And one of the other paralegals, she gave me a phone number, which happened to be Coach Kev's number. So I texted right away and I was like, hey, I was referred to you by XYZ. I need assistance with my credit. Now, what Coach ain't telling y'all is he left me on red. He didn't say nothing back. So a month passed and I'm like, yo, the guy number, he didn't even respond to me. And so I'm like, let me find somebody else. Let me find somebody else to do it. So I reached out to this lady I had met on social media Never met her to this day, and she's a realtor, but she represents Florida and Georgia. And I had been going back and forth with her because she had some rent to own homes in Georgia, and I was thinking about moving to Atlanta. And so I asked her, I said, Miss Siobhan, I need to first work on my credit. Do you know anybody that can assist me? I know you have connections in Florida because she's from here, Florida. And so she gave me a number, and I got ready to text it. And that's when I realized I already texted this dude. So I called, and he answered the phone. It's Coach Kev, and I'm like, Coach who? Like, bro, you messing up my life. I'm trying to get my life together. I need you to help me fix my credit score. And it just went kind of from there.
So while you was at work, see, okay, so you kind of answered it because you wanted to focus on you, but could you have made an excuse like, no, also remember, we couldn't finish the conversation and you told me to call you afterward, right?
I didn't have the money. Like, I wasn't expecting the price to be as much. And so I was hoping he would give me a discount because, I felt like he owed me that since he kind of, stiffed armed me in February, but he didn't budge. I didn't even know discounts was an option or not, but I was hoping he would squeeze one in. But my fast talking didn't work with him. And so I said, well, I'm on lunch break. I know he was trying to talk about the business opportunity, and I didn't want to talk about that because I felt like you're trying to get me to work for you, and you couldn't even respond to my message. And then what he did is he real smooth. You know how he kind of shut me up because he was like, what's your cash app? And I'm like, for what? And he sent me $20. He bought me lunch that day to kind of say, I'm sorry I didn't respond to your message in February, but can I have your attention now? And he definitely got it. I mean, I'm in there ordering double meat, 2 bags of chips, give me an extra cookie and a Gatorade. Baby, he gave me 20 and I was going to spend the whole 20. So at the end of everything he talked about, I wasn't ready to make a decision. I had a lot to think about, and I never met Coach Kev, and I didn't see a presentation, and I'm going by 2 people who referred me to him, but I do know I was praying for some kind of solution. So I went back to work. I told him to call me at 3 p.m. And he called at 3. He was on time from that point on, and I made up an excuse. I lied and said, well, I have a client in the office and I can't talk right now. That wasn't the truth. There was nobody there. I definitely could have took the call, but I made an excuse. So he said, well, what time do you get off? I said 5 o'clock. He said, I'm gonna call you at 4:45. And I'm like, okay. So I remember going back to the girl. I'm like, girl, this man all of a sudden now he want to call people and talking about some of business and all this. I'm like, I don't know who he think I am, but I couldn't shake the conversation. Like, he had went over everything so good that I couldn't even focus on my work that day. I just kept going back saying, I've been praying, like, what if this is what I prayed for? What if this is what God is telling me to do? I need my credit worked on. I always wanted my own business, but I ain't never think of it being in the financial literacy area. But what if this is for me? So he called at 4:45. Like I said, he was on time from that point on. And I didn't have no money. I had a light bill that was on a extension that was due the next week. I had filed my tax return. I was hoping it came the next week, but I didn't know. And I had like $300 in the bank. And I had to do something to come in and be an advocate. Like, what? So when he called at 4:45, I got the lie in. He was like, are you ready or whatever? And I'm like, I can't talk on the phone at work. I work at a law firm. That's all we do is talk on the phone. But I said, no, we can't talk on the phone at work. So he came up with another rebuttal. He said, well, do you got headphones? And I had him in my ear. He like, what is this? What? Yeah, I got headphones. And he was like, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you the questions, and you're going to whisper the answer to me, and I'll type it into the application. So I'm like, well, he like, yeah, no. I'm like, okay. I gave him my social with no problem. I knew he wasn't going nowhere with that because my credit score was a 465. So I gave him that. But when we got down to the credit card, I gave him them numbers one at a time, slowly. And then he was like, all right, you're almost done. Give me the last. And I told him, I said, if I do well, it's because you taught me wrong. And I said, I'm going to give it 30 days. I don't know nobody. I don't think nobody's going to even enroll. I don't know how to work. So I don't know anything about any of this. And I said, I'm leaving it in your hands. And he said, bet. I gave him the last 3, and here we are 4 years later. So it's still rocking and rolling.
Wow. So you guys got that and more. So thank you so very much, Ms. Kiwi. I'm gonna let you drive. I really, really appreciate that. I hope you guys got value from that. And again, this is live. This is us just giving it to you straight. One of the things I just took from what Ms. Kiwi just said, I didn't accept the excuses. I created solutions. See, sometimes we are so focused on ourselves. You got to help people make a decision for them. We got to remember that. You got to help them make a decision for them and be okay with it. I wasn't rude. Sometimes people, and I didn't think, okay, let me just make sure I pay, give lunch for every person. No, that was for that situation. She's on lunch break. How can I make up for that? How can I stand out? How can I bless her? Now, here's the thing. What if I would have paid for her lunch and she still wouldn't have signed up? That was cool with me. My heart was in the right place. And here's another thing you guys got to take from this. How is it 2 separate people in 2 separate states recommended the same person? That means I'm marketing. That means I'm on social media. That means I'm consistently getting myself out there, even when people were not signing up. So I wanted y'all to keep that in mind. When somebody's at work, I don't care what you got to do, make the impact. They pick the phone up at work, so they obviously could talk, right? But find a way to follow up with them, because the fortune is in a follow-up. All right, that's a long answer. All right, Onika, thank you for that. No, all right, Ms. Kiwi, thank you for that. Onika, thank you for that question. Let me look into it and I'll get back to you. Oh, that's a good one, Ms. Young. So here's what I tell people that tell me that excuse. Let me look into it and I'll get back to you. I'll be like, Ms. Young, I was born at night, not last night. I remember telling people that, and I always forgot. Now, I didn't tell them. I tell people that and I didn't do it. I was lying to them. No, that's not a nice way to say that. I would say, look, I remember telling people that before, but it's because, things were a little tough. But this is something that you can do right now. You can make a decision. You can make a decision. You don't need to get back to me. Let's decide right now. You need help with your credit? Yeah, I really need. What's on your credit report? When people say that, what's on your credit report? They'll start rattling off. Don't get back to me. Let's get this done right now. Let's get you enrolled. Let's get you enrolled. Okay? There's nothing to look into it. You already looked into this. You already need help with your credit. You already know you need to get to them. You already prayed for this. I tell people that all the time. And 99% of people, when I say you already prayed for this, they be like, yeah, I did. I didn't know Miss Kiwi prayed for this. And we don't know the relationship people have with the Most High. You don't know what they're going through. But it's important for you to know you got to help them make a decision. Okay. And then you can also say, we have great reviews. We have a lot of people getting results. And I want you to know, if you tell me you're going to get back with me, right? I don't know how long that's going to take. The price could go up. Price could go up. That's a good rebuttal too, right? Let's get you enrolled right now. Okay. Remember, there's no contract. You can cancel at any time. Okay. And then I'll move forward with that. I have to wait till my next payday. That's a really good one. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. That is a good one. And it sometimes is very true. But I will also tell them, how far are you from the 149? How far are you from the 249? And then I'll try to get them on Klarna, or I'll try to get them on Zip. I'll try to get them on one of those things where they don't need the entire money. But once you ask that one question, remember, if someone's telling me I have to wait until next payday, man, I've been there before. I remember being in that situation. I remember that. Then I'll say, well, how far are you from it? How far are you from whatever the dollar amount? And no matter what dollar amount, what they tell you, because most people don't say, oh, I don't have any. Well, if they say I don't have anything, I would still say Klarna. Let's try Klarna. You can probably get approved for that. And just put it on your credit card. Okay? And again, if they say that, oh, I don't have a credit, they keep hitting you, shooting you down. Okay, all right. When's your next payday? All right. Okay. All right. So 2 weeks from now, let me see. So today's the 15th. So on the 30th, right? That's your payday, or is it at 28th, the Friday? Okay. All right. So I'm putting in my calendar right now. April 28th, which is 2 weeks from now, April 29th, 2 weeks from now. And will you definitely be getting started that day? Oh, yeah, I'm going to get started. Okay. Okay, great. I have you in my calendar. I'm going to call. And what time do you want me to call you? And they'll be like, okay, call me at this time. Da, 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 da. Okay, great. And can you do me one more favor, Tangela? I'm going to give you something to post on your page. Can you put this up for me? Because I know there's a lot of other people that's going to need help. And I'll take care of your lunch. When somebody enroll, I'll take care of your lunch. That'll get them to put the post up. Okay. But remember, I'm trying to also get something out of it. I don't know in 2 weeks if I'm ever going to talk to Tangela again. Right? We got to get something out of it. So I get them to put up a post. And then I also would tell them, hey, I'll be able to take care of your lunch. So, and what? You can send them, you don't got to send them 20. You can send them $10. You can send them $15. And remember, that's a tax write-off for you as a business owner. I got to think about, went over that. Let me do some research. Oh, that's a good one, Lorena. So let me do some research. So this is what I tell those people. I say, Lorena, you got an iPhone, right? Okay, can you put me on speaker? Okay, go to Google real quick. Go Google and just type in debt cleanse and then type in reviews and they'll pop up. Now, there's some companies I've been a part of, guys. I would never tell them that. I would be too afraid of what's going to pop up. But with debt cleanse, we Gucci. So, and then once they do that, they'll see all the reviews. Say, all right, Lorena, let's go ahead and get you enrolled. Remember, there's no contract. You cancel at any time. Let's get you started. I know you've seen and heard of other things, but this is legit. And also, we work with attorneys, okay? So you've already done the research that you needed to do. I want you to understand you got to get started right now. Let's get you going and let's start working on your credit, okay? The last company, you probably said you want to do research and you probably never got enrolled. You never had a chance to get enrolled. I want you to do that right now. Let's get you started, okay? And remember, guys, at the end of whatever you tell them, you got to ask for the sale. Ask them to get started. One of the most important things you got to master in business is asking people to enroll. If you've ever dated anybody, guess what you got to do to start the conversation? You got to ask for the number. You got to ask them for the number. So when somebody tell me, let me do my research, you can even tell them the story. Hey, man, I remember when I got started, I did research and I saw all the great reviews and what people were saying. I just got started. I know I needed help with my credit. I know I needed to make some extra money. But the point is, guys, on that same exact time that they're telling you that, say, hey, go ahead and put me on speaker. Go to Google and just type in debt cleanse space reviews and tell me what come up. I promise y'all can try that today. And you will see reviews. You see pilot reviews. You see Google reviews. You see the Amazon reviews. All right. That's a good question. I listened to the presentation, but I need to pray on it. Okay, I'll give them the same thing. You already prayed on it. You can get enrolled now. And let me ask you this, Christine. I know you say you need to pray on it. Do you have the money to get started? I ask them straight up. And guess what sometimes they say? Some people that say they got to pray on it, guess what they really telling you? It's a nice way of saying, I don't have the money. So I ask them, all right, you got to pray on it. Do you have the money to get started? Okay. And if they say, no, I don't, okay, that's it. You already prayed for it. God sent me to help you, but I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to leave you. You got to do this. How long have you had bad credit? They'll tell me. How long have you been wanting to make some extra money? They'll tell me. Well, let's get you going. Let's get you started. Okay? Oh, no, I still got to pray. Okay, no problem, Christina. That's fine. Can you do me a huge favor? If I give you a post to put up, can you put this up on your social media? I know some other people that had already prayed on it and they're ready to get started. And I want to help them because I know you really like to help people. You're a praying woman. You already like to help people. So can you put that post up for me? Oh, yeah, sure. And then I'll have them put the post up. And then I'll ask them, okay, so when do you want me to follow back up with you after you're done praying? When do you want me to follow back up with you? And whatever time they tell me, then I'll follow back up with them at that time. All right. Good question. I'm waiting for my disability check. Oh man. I'm waiting on my full disability check. Now that may be true. All right, Sharon. You disabled. Okay. All right. And I'll ask them, are you a veteran? Anytime somebody tell me that they're disabled, I'll ask them, are they a veteran? Are you a veteran by any chance? Let's say they say, yeah. Oh man, thank you for your service. Oh man, man, I definitely got to help you, man. You did so much for this country. And I don't care if they was in the military for a week, 2 weeks, 8 years, or 8 days. Man, you did a lot for this country, man. You did something I couldn't do. I was too afraid to get in the military. Or if you like Michael Wilson and you was in the military, oh, that's it. You like Mr. William Green and you was in the military, oh man, you're going to connect with them. But if they're telling that they're waiting on their disability check, here's my next question. All right, Sharon, I'm going to my calendar right now. When do you get your check? Oh, I get my check, the 3rd, on the 3rd. Okay, when is a good time to call you that day? All right, now, will you definitely be getting enrolled that day? Oh, yeah, I'm going to be getting started. Okay, great. So I'll call you back. And what time? I'll call you back at 4, and I'll get you enrolled. And then can you do me one favor, Sharon? Because I know it's a lot of people that need help. Can you put this post up for me? And I'll take care of your lunch. Anybody enrolls, I'll take care of your lunch. Okay, no problem. Now, remember, some people are going to put the post up, some people not. You just move forward with it. Don't take it personal, right? But that's a good one. The wait on a disability check is kind of like I don't have the money the same. Okay, learning to get outside my comfort zone, not being afraid to speak to strangers. Ooh, there's somebody named iPhone in here. I don't know who this is. This is not really a question. This is a statement. This is what they said. Learning, and it was directed to me, so you guys can't see it. Learning to get out of my comfort zone and attending events. That's another way, guys, you can meet new people. I know Miss Rita Charity, Brenda, Mr. Alan Pender, Miss Kiwi, Michelle Kofer, Apostle Marlon Hester, Michael Wilson, Christina Reed, TJ, Sean West, Reginald. It's a lot of leaders that connect with people at events because they got to get outside their comfort zone. Okay. And then at the end, this person iPhone said, not being afraid to speak with strangers. You remember, I want y'all to think back. One of the challenges that we've dealt with in school, they always used to say, don't speak to strangers. Do you know speaking to strangers will get you rich? I said it earlier. Sometimes strangers will help you faster than people you know. So I like that comment that you put in. I don't know your name. It just says iPhone there. All right, noted. Oh, Terry, I like that. Terry says, is this legit? I've tried other companies and I paid $1,500 and nothing happened. Oh man, Terry, I've been there. Man, I heard these type of horror stories all the time, Terry. Well, first of all, it's not $1,500. Okay. Second of all, this is 100% legit. I would not be doing anything. I would not be doing this if it wasn't legit. Remember, we work with attorneys. You ever worked with an attorney before? Right? They have a license. They don't want to lose their license. They went to school all these years and they passed a bar. They're not going to mess it up for what? $150? $250? That doesn't make any sense. And something is going to happen. Remember, you're going to have your own portal and you're going to be tracking everything that happens. And the reason why, Terry, these companies charge you a lot of money up front is because they want to charge you a lot of money up front and go away. This is monthly. So keep that in mind. I love that rebuttal because, that objection, people do use that. And when you tell them it's not that much, it is 100% legit, and you got to have that with confidence. And when people ask you this, is it a pyramid? Is it legit? Guys, don't take it personal. Remember, you have to, body language is what people really pay attention to. The inflection in your voice. Are you frustrated? You ever ask somebody a question and they get mad? You automatically like, okay, they lying. So don't get mad, don't get frustrated. Don't feel like a person disrespecting you by asking them. You don't know what they've been through. Okay. But yes. And then when they say, well, I've tried other companies. Well, you haven't tried this. And I'm pretty sure every company you've ever connected with, it wasn't at this price. They didn't have attorneys. The letters was not sent out for you, and you didn't have a tool to track everything that's going on. All right. I like that, Terry. I've signed up before to get my credit repair and it didn't work. My wife is upset and I have to speak to her before I sign up. Oh man, Mike, I've been there before. I got you. And how much did you pay when you enrolled with that other company? Find that dollar amount out. And a little bit of what I just said earlier, Michael, that rebuttal kind of goes to your objection that you gave me too. But to add to that, when you said my wife got upset, so I have to speak to her before I sign up. Okay, good. Look, I don't want to get you in the doghouse. I've been with my wife for 18 years. I get it. But can you do me a favor, Michael? If I give you something to post on your page, can you post it? And anybody enroll, I'll take care of your lunch. Matter of fact, I'll take care of your wife's lunch, right? So, but I would ask them, how much did they invest in that previous company that didn't work? Okay, and I would ensure them that it's going to work. Renisha said, Coach, this is great. Yeah. So it's interesting you say that, Renisha, and I appreciate that. This is one of the things I used to do when I worked in a previous company. And I did this at 22 years old when I worked at a call center. So I used to work at a call center. And I started there when I was like 18. And I moved my way up. I ended up becoming a supervisor. And when I used to give my employees the calls, and I remind you, my employees, I was 22, young Black guy from Miami, no college, right? I was 22 years old. My employees was in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. All backgrounds, white, Hispanics, Indians, teachers, politicians, well, former politicians, right? Social work, they were from all backgrounds, and I gained their respect. And here's how I did it. When they used to complain about the calls that they were getting, I would literally take their headset, take calls in front of them, do the rebuttals in front of them. And then when I had a client that will say, oh, you know what? I'll do the donation, or I'll give when we got a sale. I would give my headset to the person that told me that it was tough, so they can listen to the person. We used to call it verification. So they can verify the sale, ask them the amount. Hey, are you sure you want to pay this? Yeah, I want to pay it. Hey, and then ask them whatever qualifying question, and they would get off the headset and they would look at me like, oh my. And I used to tell them, it's about mindset. Every conversation, every person I talk to, I believe they're going to do it. I believe that they're going to do it. I believe that I'm going to get a sale. I believe it. And you just got to be prepared with the rebuttal. So I thank you for that, Ranisha, because this is what I did, and it's always been successful. And then the other thing is, here's the truth. Most people would never do this, what I'm doing. You know why? People are afraid. They're afraid of not knowing the answer. They're afraid of being on the spot. I don't care. If I don't know something, I don't know it. But I know for a fact every single time I've ever done this, because think about this, guys. Who have you ever seen what I'm doing right now? Rapid fire rebuttal. I've never seen it before. I never seen this before I started doing it. And I only started doing it when I worked at that call center. So that's a good one. And I appreciate that. No problem. You can turn your camera off. It's all good. All right. I needed this one. Smooth, Coach Kev. Yeah. 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 I'm a little smooth. All right. I like your post, but I only show support. I like your post, but I'm only showing support. I got it. I guess I'm lost on that one, Shay. Okay, so y'all getting value. Yeah, so the replay, when I'm done, I'll just load it up on my YouTube and then I'll post it inside the group. Y'all should have it. Okay, we went over. I need to speak to my spouse. You'll get the replay again, Danielle. I need to start back up at a later time. So when the people tell me I need to start back up at a later time, I'll say, well, what are you waiting on? Because you got to find out why, right? Telling me they need to start at a later time. Why? What happened? Why you need to start at a later time? So find clarity on that. Maybe it's usually they don't have the money. Then I'll ask them, how far are you from whatever that dollar amount? Yep, definitely get a specific day and time with their next payday. Yep, I mentioned that, Tammy. Great responses, posture. Oh, I like that, Mr. J. Williford. And that's a good point. See, one of the things that you guys are noticing, I have posture. I have posture. If you have kids, right, and somebody talks bad about your kids, I promise you, you're gonna have posture. What you said about my son? Nah, man, my son, that's posture. Somebody talk bad about your spouse. Somebody talk bad about your cooking. You got posture. Somebody talk bad about your sports team. If somebody talk bad about the Philadelphia Eagles, boy, Jay gonna bring the smoke to you, right? He has posture. So when I speak or when I'm passionate about something, I'm always gonna have posture. So you guys want to make sure you incorporate posture in anything that you're doing. I'm not a people person. iPhone put I'm not a people person. Okay, you're not a people person. That's fine. I get it. What type of person are you? And then if somebody tell me I'm not a people person, I ask them, what job do you have? What kind of job you have? And usually, don't laugh, usually whatever job they tell you, you got to deal with people. And then I'll ask them, how long you been at your job? Not being a people's person. You sound like a people person to me. And watch this. If everybody listening, leaders, if you're on here, you ever have somebody sign up that say, well, before they sign up, they say they're not a people person. They end up enrolling and doing great. Has that ever happened to any of you? That happened to me. I've enrolled people to tell me before they sign up, oh, I'm not really a people person. You could do this. We're going to train you. We're going to help you. I'm pretty sure you're a people person. What type of job you have? Oh, I work at Walmart. I'm a greeter. What? You a greeter at Walmart? You're not a people's person? Oh, I work in a pharmacy. I'm all the way in the back and I'm just doing prescription. You're a people's person if you're at a pharmacy. So I try to find a way to tell them you are a people's person, but also we're going to train you and then show them or ask them, how bad do you want change? Are you willing to think about what a person said earlier. I think somebody said it earlier. Why the iPhone, they go to events so they can get outside their comfort zone. That's where all the success is. And I'll tell them a story. I say, I remember I wasn't a people's person, or I thought I was. I remember I didn't really like to talk to people either. But what I really wanted was change. And I knew I had to grow. I knew I had to learn from other people on how to connect with people. And we have training for that. We have training that's going to help you. I was there. And I know a lot of people that was there before. But it doesn't matter if you're from jail or from Yale. It doesn't matter your background. We're going to help you. If you want change, we're going to help you get change. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm not a people person. Okay, no problem. Can you do me a favor, John? Can you put this post up on your page? I know there's a lot of people that's on your page that's probably not people person, but they want change. Can you just put the post up? If somebody enroll, I'll take care of your lunch. You guys notice I keep saying that. Right? So that's a good one. I like that. I was insecure about people. What people thought about me. I think they're trying to say thought about me. Yeah. Oh, it's Rita. All right, Rita. I didn't know that was you. All right. Okay, perfect. So, MJ, I like that. We got guys. I'm gonna go over a little bit. Is that okay? Let me know if that's okay. I want to get y'all permission. Can we go over time a little bit? Because I got 2 things to show y'all after this rebuttal. I want to make sure I get everybody. Okay, thank you. So MJ says, I want to fix my credit, but I don't want to pay the monthly fee. Oh man, you know what, MJ, man, look, there's programs out there where you can pay $1,500 to $2,000 one time. There's no monthly fee. I like it better that you just pay a one-time setup and it's a monthly membership. Now, another option you could do, MJ, you could do what I did because I didn't really want a monthly fee. They told me that if I enroll and I pay an extra $100 to become an advocate, when I enroll 5 people, it would eliminate the monthly fee. Maybe you could do that and you can get your money back that you enroll. How about that? Can you do that? And then I'll figure out if that's what they want to do. Good one, MJ. I like that one. I listened to the presentation, but I need to pray on it. I got you, Christina. I don't know if it's like the 3rd time I see that. I got to pray on it. I think I said that rebuttal a few different times. Oh man, yeah, she recently heard this. All right, let me open this up a little bit. All right, Joanna gave me a She gave me a novel. Okay, so she said, I just recently heard this. Well, you know, I have to be careful with working with companies like these. I signed with a company and they said they were going to help me with my credit cards consolidating. Well, we don't do that. I would say, well, first of all, Jared, we don't do that. We don't do consolidation. So that's the first thing I would tell them. They told me that I need to make a payment because, okay, so even with that whole thing, this is not that. I would say, well, this is not that. This is to help you dispute the negative items on your credit report, find violations with the Consumer Protection Act, and this is not that. You sound like that you're trying to do consolidation with a company and they gave you bad advice. Now I'm behind them. That was just bad advice. So you didn't enroll. I would tell them you didn't enroll into a credit repair company. And then I also tell them, like, look, you can figure it out on your own, Joanna. That's why I'll tell them, no problem, man. Can you do me a huge favor? Can you put this post up on your page and maybe somebody else who needs help? Because this is not a consolidation company. I'm not sure what company that was and you enroll. This is not the same thing. We're comparing apples to oranges, two separate things. And then the other thing, Joanna and everybody else who read that, I don't spend a lot of time trying to convince them. I move on. I give them 1 or 2 rebuttals, try to get them to put a post up, and I move to the next person because you'll be here all day. Okay. And how is this company different? Well, one is a consolidation company, and one is a company that helps you with your debt and credit help. That's the difference. I'm not a salesperson. Oh, man, Terry. Oh, man, you don't have to be a salesperson. And I give them this good rebuttal. I say, well, you know, think about this, Terry. To buy a house, besides money, what do you need, Terry? You need credit. To buy a car, besides money, what do you need, Terry? You need credit. To rent an apartment, besides a good background and money, what do you need, Terry? You need credit. Terry, you don't have to sell anybody on this. Terry, I'm not even going to sell you on it. Because here's why. Just like the medical field, it's going to be here. Just like restaurants, it's going to be here. Just like Uber, it's going to be here. Everybody needs help with their credit, right? So you don't have to sell people. And Terry, we train you. We have trainings like rapid fire on how you can help people see why this would be valuable for them. But we don't want you to sell people. Just like Terry, I'm not going to try to sell you on it right now. How bad do you want change, Terry? So if you want to make some extra money, we can help you. If you want to get your credit score, we can help you. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. Can you do me a huge favor, Terry? If you don't want to do it, can you put a post up for me? Because I know a lot of people that are not salespeople and they really want change. They're looking for a new career. They're trying to make money from home. They're trying to get their credit score up. They're trying to help others. Okay. And Terry, I look at this like a volunteer army, like following Jesus. Jesus went village to village. And he didn't try to convince anybody. And then look, the next message is Pastor Michael Wilson. Now, you know I'm an amateur in the Bible, Pastor, but Bishop. So I would tell him it's like following Jesus, village to village. He went village to village. Did he try to convince anybody? Most people were like, no, he ain't trying. He went village to village. By the time he got to the 8th village, somebody from the first village was like, hold on, he left. Yeah, he left. He ain't gonna try to sell you on salvation. It's up to you. So it's the same thing with this. Now, I know, not everybody going to get spiritual and biblical, but my point is you got to disarm them by telling them you don't have to be a salesperson. We have people that's doing this as social workers. Michelle Kofer was a social worker. My wife was a teacher. Miss Kiwi worked at a law firm. She was a paralegal. Jay Williford did sanitation. Right. So it's Taji Parrott. She met restaurant manager. So you don't have to be a salesperson because the service sells itself. Everybody needs credit. And then I'll ask you, Terry, do you know anybody in the United States that don't need credit? No, everybody need credit. Okay. What's there to sell you on? Okay. So I just think what happens is we got to make sure we're not only putting ourselves in a great position, but we got to make sure we have that posture. Hey, I think I like the post. Are you using to show support? Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Somebody, oh, that's a good one, Miss Kiwi. So somebody said, I don't do MLMs. This sounds like a pyramid. Oh man, that was a good one, Miss Kiwi. Well, first of all, Miss Kiwi, pyramids are in Egypt, right? So what do you mean this is a pyramid? What do you mean? I always ask people that. And I'll also say, well, Ms. Kiwi, I can't do pyramids. The pyramids are also illegal. I can't do those. And we work with attorneys. How can you be a part of a pyramid with all these attorneys, right? And then, so now let's take it a step further, right? And I'll say, well, all right, Ms. Kiwi, okay, I get it. I'll say, you work a job, Ms. Kiwi? She'll be like, yeah, I work a job. Who's at the top? Oh, the CEO. Will you ever be able to get to the top of that company? Nah. I say, who's under the CEO? Supervisors, managers. Okay. All right, great. And who's under them? The employees. I said, the CEO's at the top, the managers, then the employees. I said, who's at the bottom? Oh, the employees. I said, that sounds like a pyramid. I said, would you ever be able to make more than a CEO? No. I said, in this, my mentor, Coach Kev, he's a national director. I can be a national director too. I would never be able to do that at my job. And I'll say, this is not a pyramid. This is not a scheme. This is a business. You're the CEO. That's the only difference. You build a team and you're at the top. But remember now, Ms. Kiwi, it's going to be up to you. How long have you been working at your job? And she'll say, well, I've been working at my job for 8 years. Will you ever be able to get to the top of that company? Nah, man. Okay. This you can. And I'll move on. That's a good one. And remember, when you guys see those pyramid questions or scam or legit, do not waver. Do not feel frustrated. You don't know what people been through. Guys, there are real scams out there. There's real scams. And then this is another one. I didn't hear this. Nobody said it today. How do I know? Well, I think somebody said legit. How do I know this is not a scam? How do I know this? Well, it's not a scam. It's not a scam. That's it. I simply tell them it's not a scam. That's all I tell them. It's not a scam. This is legit. We work with attorneys. And then I ask them a question. Do you need help with your credit? See, I always train and I always ask a question. And I know they say, don't answer a question with a question. You can answer the question, but always ask them a question. Okay. All right. I think that's everyone. All right. So let's go down. All right. All right. So if you have a person that don't have social media, that's fine. They don't have social media. That's cool. You have a phone? Can you text people? All right. So you can use your phone. And then also remember, you can start a social media anytime. Joanne, I like that when you say I also have folks who don't have a social media. First of all, the other thing is we're not going to try to convince them to get a social media page. We're not. All I would tell them is, oh man, I remember when I didn't have a social media page. Oh man, I felt like I was behind the whole world. You know, are you open to getting a social media page? If they say no, I'll tell them, yeah, this might not be for you. It might not be for you. If you don't want to have a social media page, that's fine, but you could do it through text. Nah, I don't want to text people. Okay, no problem. Have a great day. And I hang up and I move on. What if they don't have a social media page? How would you get them to help you? I would have them send a text message to everybody in their phone. Now, some people use no social media page as an excuse, and some people really don't have a social media page. But don't be afraid, guys, to ask them, hey, can you start a social media page? Do you need help starting one? I can help you set one up. You'll see a lot of family and friends that you never knew that was on social media. I was there. And when I got a social media page, oh man, I got requests from people I haven't spoke to since high school, and it was good, right? So give them a positive experience on how social media can help them connect with family and friends and build a business. Then I'll say this. I said, have you, I say, what's your favorite company? They'll be like, oh, I got a lot of favorite companies. I was like, you know about Starbucks? Yeah. You think Starbucks got a social media page? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I say every big company, every big brand, every business professional, every CEO, every entrepreneur has a social media page. That's the new age. You're behind, Mike. Get your social media page, man. Nah, I don't want to get, okay, no problem. Have a great day. And I move on. I have a married couple asking if there's a program for both and one price. Oh, I like that, Erika. No, we don't have a marriage program because your credit is different from your husband. You guys have two different socials, two different birthdays. You're two separate people. In the eyes of the credit bureaus, you're two separate people. Not of marriage law, where you as one, not biblically, you one. In the credit bureau's eyes, you're two separate people. So that's why you pay two separate prices. And then I'll give them a story. Well, you know, Ms. Burns, when I got started, and I wanted to work on my credit, and my wife wanted to make some extra money. Well, I wanted my wife to make some extra money. I signed up as an advocate, and she signed up as an advocate. So it's two things to that, right? So if they want to just come on as members and they both need their help with their credit, I would say, well, unfortunately, you guys have two separate credit reports and you have two separate two separate socials. And I'll say, hey, Ms. Burns, you guys have the same exact thing on both of your credit reports? And 99 or 100% of people say, nah, he has this or they have this. Okay, well, that's why it's two separate prices. We don't have any program or any discount for married couples because you have two separate socials. It says, if I come in and I don't make a sale, does that mean I lost my money, right? Well, what do you mean? If you sign up as an advocate, right, and you do everything we're telling you to do, you're gonna sign people up. But everybody's in different points. And I said the first thing I will also tell you is your mindset. We have meetings, morning mindset, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 o'clock by Tammy. She's definitely going to help you understand. It's going to start where you think. Just as quickly as you asking me that question, if I sign up and get in and I don't make a sale, does that mean I lost my money? What if you sign up and you make 10 sales? How's that for an option? That can happen too. But let's say you sign up and you don't make any sales, right? That means you're not following our system. We don't have anybody who follows our system that don't make sales. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. So, and also, we also have people that maybe they didn't come out the gate fast. Maybe they didn't come out the gate signing up people day 1, day 2, day 3, week 4, maybe that, but they stayed the course. I have countless people who signed up and they had to slow out the gate, but they also was working on their credit at the same time. If you're an advocate, yes, you want to make money, but you're also working on your credit at the same time. What's the worst can happen? You can improve your credit score. But I highly recommend you get on the trainings, you get on the morning motivation so you can understand how important the mindset between books and trainings. We're going to help you and hold your hand like a newborn baby at your pace. I know somebody that can do it for cheaper. Well, I don't know anybody that can do it less than $149 or $89 a month. I don't know anybody that can do that. With all of the services and report your utilities and send the letters out for you. What company is that can do it cheaper? And remember, you get what you pay for. Cheaper is not always better. All right. All right. So let me share my screen. I want to show y'all this last thing before we go. All right, so that's the end of that segment. You guys get my point. Was this helpful for anybody? Put inside the chat. Let me know if this was helpful for you. Put it in the chat. And while I'm waiting on you guys to drop that in the chat, I want y'all to look at this. So this goes back to, I think Joanna had that question. What is this different? How is this different? Somebody else said, I could do it myself. Somebody else said, cheaper, what do you get for that? Okay. So you want to also remember that you got to be a little bit more educated on the service and what we offer. So when you're giving your rebuttals, you're in a position of posture. Okay. So look at this. So obviously, guys, a quick update. The utility payments is reporting. Did you know we're able to positively impact your credit score by reporting your utilities and major credit to the major credit bureaus? each month. Okay. No, I don't know why they say credit bureaus. I think for right now, it's only TransUnion. Because when I tried to do it, which I did, it only said TransUnion here. Now, I'm not sure if it's because of Comcast only report to TransUnion or a particular utility reports to all three or one or two or three. But even if it's just one, it's better than zero. Okay. And then of course, you know, I wanna let all of you know. So I got a chance to do my Comcast. I tried to do my water bill, but it's in my wife's name. Mortgage has already been reported. My credit card's already been reported. My Mercedes already been reported. What else I was trying to do? It was something else I was trying to do. We don't have gas here in South Florida, so I couldn't really do that. Let me show y'all this really quick. Hold on one second. I don't think everybody saw that new service email, but let me show y'all this real quick. Let me share my screen. A second. Okay, so look. So if you guys can see this, it's sewer, cable, landline, electricity, satellite TV, water, internet, cell phone, gas, waste management. There is not one, if somebody asks you what makes this different, there's not one company in the United States that's helping you with your credit and helping you report your utilities. So when somebody asks what makes it different, that one thing is different. Besides we're mailing out the letters, besides we're working with attorneys, besides the price is cheaper. There's not one company that's doing this. So this is a competitive advantage that we all can leverage. Very, very important. And let me show y'all one last thing before we go. And that will be it. So so here's your next step, guys. This is what I would be doing next. Okay. If you haven't gotten your ticket to go to Orlando, you need to get your ticket. We will be in Orlando. Do not tell me any excuse. Don't give your mentor an excuse. Don't even make an excuse for yourself. What you need to do is figure that out. I have a young lady named Roxanne. If you're a woman and you need a roommate, a young lady named Roxanne, she's looking for a roommate now. She already has a hotel room. Y'all basically would split it, you know, split the cost. If you have other business partners and teammates, get with them and y'all split a room. I remember when I first got in this industry 10, 12 years ago, I was sharing a room with about 15 guys. You want to know why? I'm just telling you straight up. I did not have the money to pay $200 a night for the hotel. So we split it. You know what it was? It was probably like 30, 40. It was like $30, $40 a person. I think that was one of the first time. So one night I slept on the floor. Another night, don't laugh at me, right? I literally I had a whole petition next to me. I had to share a queen size bed with my mentor. We was back to back, right? My back is back. But my point is, I didn't care about that. I didn't care what nobody thought about me. I didn't care about none of that. I know I needed to be at that training. I know and there's going to be some announcements that we know as part of the FAB. You know, shouts out to Miss Michelle Cofer. Shouts out to Miss Marlon Hester. Shouts out to Miss Christina Reed. Shouts out to Miss James Johnson. Shouts out to Miss Kiwi. All of the leaders. Shouts out to Miss Tina, right? All of the leaders will be there. So you want to be there as well. So here's your next step. So here's what I would do. I would write a list of new names, new contacts right away and contact them before the end of the month. The opportunity to pay no extra, right, for your utilities being reported in the same $89 is available, right, all the way to April 23rd. So you want to make sure you get on that ASAP. And I said it earlier, because there's no one else offering these services, especially at no extra cost. Do you know if they would have said, okay, it's $150, people would pay it? We all know about Experian Boost. Experian Boost helps you with Hulu, right? Netflix, some of these utilities. But what we can do, nobody's doing, man. So I would create a new list. I would follow up with people who told you that they was interested. I will follow up with the people who told you they got to think about it. I will follow up with the people that told you they need to speak to their wife. I will follow up with the people that told you they got to pray on it. I will follow up with the people that told you they got to think about it. I will follow up with the people that told you they need to 2 weeks later, and then you reach out to them, they still haven't followed back, reached out to you in 2 weeks. So I want you to realize that you got to reach out to them and tell them, hey, did you know that you can report your utilities with our membership? It comes with the credit repair. It comes with the credit help. Did you know you could do that? And people will go bananas. Did you guys know you can literally say, hey, actually, that could be a post. That actually can be a post. Hold on. I think I just thought of a good post. I'm going to post it in the chat right now. Where's the chat? That's a post right there. Guys, this is a post I just posted in the chat. And great for Alive. You absolutely right, Mr. J. Williford. That's definitely alive. So we went through the rapid fire rebuttals. I gave you guys a new update, and I showed you how to handle objections. So it starts on Friday, and I think somebody just posted it inside the chat. So Friday, we're having the Cinco de Mayo. So Friday, there's going to be an event, which is considered, that day is Cinco de Mayo. But Friday, we're doing a BOM, Business Opportunity Meeting at 7 o'clock, where you can invite all your guests to that, okay? Your guest is going to hear from an expert, explain it. And then right after that, here's a key point. You need to get people who you know in Orlando there. Why? Because they're going to be mingling. They got drinks. They got, alcoholic drinks and non-alcoholic drinks. But imagine you have a guest that comes, they see the event for free, and then they start mingling with everybody drinking it. They're going to be excited about that event. Some people at the last regional, guess what they did? At that meeting, they ended up registering and getting on the training, right? No. I think they offered, I'm going to ask Chet to do that again, right? The people who are guests, they say, if anybody sign up tonight, you can come into the training for free the next day. And that helped as well. But my point is, what you want to do is get people in the building on May 5th. It starts at 7 o'clock. And then the event, the training on the 6th, I don't have the itinerary yet, but I think that training starts at, I think last time it started at 2, and it went all the way to 6. And then we have our leadership in the morning time. But as soon as itinerary comes, we'll let you know. But if I had to tell you how to schedule, book your flight or book whatever it is, I will book it either from Thursday or Friday to Sunday, or Thursday and Friday to Saturday. Now, Sunday, I'm going to be meeting up with some of the leaders, and I'm going to do some, I'm going to figure out a way where I can connect with some leaders on Sunday. We'll be doing that. And in the last 2 regionals, we've been doing a fun day where Chet or sponsor bowling or whatever. We all eat and have a great time on Sunday. But my point is, you can either do it from Thursday to Friday to Saturday, or Thursday, Friday to Sunday. But you want to book all what you have to book, because the Cinco de Mayo, that's going to be a game changer, and it's going to be a free opportunity for you to connect with people and have your guests see what we're doing. So maybe you want to join groups in Orlando. Maybe you want to ask on your page, hey, is anybody on my friends list in Orlando? That's a good post. People on your page will be like, oh, I'm in Orlando. Hey, and then you message them. Don't go on your page, and when they comment, I'm in Orlando, and just say, check your inbox. I got great news, check it. And then you start telling them about the Orlando free event on that Friday. Okay. Okay. Kiwi putting up Thursday. So, but that's basically it, guys. Oh, thank you, Tangela. So May 5th is at 7 p.m. overview. Yes. So I'm super, super excited. Thank you guys for hopping on. We literally are 30 minutes over. I do apologize. The birds are going bananas. They probably turned up all out here. As soon as I get this recording, I'll put it on my YouTube channel, and then I'll make sure I post it inside of the groups, and then I'll make sure you guys have this. Man, I'm going to leave you guys with this. Success is not for the chosen few, but for the few who choose. Anything you want, you got to work towards it. Anything you want. You're going to have to be in a place where people are super successful. You're going to have to make the sacrifices. And no one is going to, force you to do it. This is a volunteer army. No one forced me to go 30 minutes over on this training. I wanted to. Nobody forced me to train today. I want to. Nobody forced me to take calls. I want to. But I'm telling you right now, we're going to continue to make the sacrifices for you. We're going to continue. We have world-class leadership, and you're the next leader coming. But how are you going to become a leader if you're not getting yourself in a place where leaders are? We all have bills. We all have sacrifices. Don't make the reason why you don't do it be the reason why you don't do it. Make it the reason why you do it. I had somebody tell me years ago, oh, I can't do this because of my kids. Make your kids be the reason why you do it. I can't do this because I don't have the time. Do it. Create the time. Do it between your schedule. I'll never forget. Oh, shoot. That bird, look at that bird. I almost got killed by a bird. Make it count. I need to get out of this backyard. These birds try to kill me. But anyway, I love you guys. That's a good way to segue out of this. Today, leverage the Zooms. Leverage the recorded videos that we have. That way you could get people to see the information. Leverage three-way calls. Make sure you put the posts up. Follow back up with every single person that you connected with. And I promise you, your heart's in the right place. Your time will come. Continue to push. Be optimistic. Be positive. Don't be negative. Don't be around negative people. Don't listen to negative people. Know what God has for you. No man or woman can stop it, but you got to believe in you. No one's going to feel sorry for you, because we know this. You're either in a problem, coming out of a problem, or going into a problem. You're either in a problem right now, you're coming out of a problem, or you're going into one. So we all have challenges. But what I want to tell you is you got to do something about it. You got to do something about it. So I love you guys. Thank you for staying with me. We got quite a bit of people still on. Let's keep going. And as soon as I get this thing, because it's going to take a little minute, because it's an hour and some change, so it's got to give me time for it to render. But I'll put it on my YouTube page, and it will be ready to rock and roll. All right? Have a good night or a good day, and I'll meet you at the TOP. What's up, Rob Farrell? Let's go.